Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Solomon Bailey, online tag name HaloNix76, and today we are going to do the Click territory, and I'm going to show you the castle I built. So let's just get right into it. So I don't really know where to start because where I started originally is up here. I guess I'll just start where I came to this territory first. We'll get to the bell tower in a minute. When I first came to this territory or this area, I decided I wanted something, just a simple build. And I decided to just make like a hobbit hole in the side of the mountain. So that's what I did. Basic necessities, to get resource gathering and, small farm. Made a dripstone farm so that I could actually get off of other resources. It's nothing but just a little hole in the wall, a little crafting table. Nothing major. But I did go ahead and actually map out the entire area. That little green dot in the corner is where the actual build is placed. So I'm actually in a winter biome and a plains biome. And to get my build on, to get the very first thing I wanted done, I went ahead and built the bell tower, which we're going to go over here and take a look at now. So this is the bell tower. The bell tower is kind of big, but not really big. We'll take a better look at it now. The reason for the bell tower was actually to hide the XP farm, but I did wind up making this candle parkour, which starts right here. Only one person has ever made it through the entire candle parkour, but going all the way up to the orange. But the whole idea for the bell tower was for it to be kind of a like diorama, starting with the battle for the XP farm underneath and the candles being the mystical thing that was protecting it. So the candles actually go all the way down into the basement. But the diorama starts with the battle downstairs and then goes to the archers up here, following up to the next level where it is the mages who are actually protecting the bell. But the battle was lost, and that's why the bell is corrupted and the flapper has turned to, flapper being the actual part that hits the bell, it has been turned into a blossom. But I also wanted to build the bell tower for the purpose of being able to fly off of it. So once you get up here, you can actually just jump off and fly. But like I said, the bell tower was built to protect the XP farm. And the riddle for the XP farm was underneath the flame is where you'll find the power. So if you go here to these, you can actually find a staircase that goes towards the back. And as you go down here, you'll actually find that this is kind of like a hollowed out mine shaft that's been built down for the whole purpose of getting to, one more turn I think. Oh, no, I have to go through the diorite, that's right. To get to the XP farm, which has a bunch of farms inside of it in itself. But the XP farm is an old school water farm where they spawn in there, get drawn away. I just opened it up so that they can go flow up and drop down the 20. And when they drop down the 20, they'll be one-hit kills. Give them just a second. Come on. But I've AFK'd here a lot, and because I AFK'd here a lot, I also would bring down all my resources to be smelted. there's one that finally went up. Ah, there we go. And see, it works. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off, and we'll go back upstairs, and I will go actually back to the portal, because the next thing I built was the Awkward Bottles farm, or Awkward Bottles bar. Okay, so as soon as you actually go out the door of the bell tower, you actually see the Awkward Bottles bar, which I actually built this in only an hour. And a lot of people have given me a lot of wows for building this in just an hour. But it was just basically for my selling of like potions and brewing stuff. And ooh, I actually had emeralds there. Huh? Emeralds. Give me the emeralds. I didn't mean to throw them on the floor. Give them here. But obviously this is supposed to be a like bar setup for selling all the different potions that you can have. Good Lord, I have a ton of emeralds. Anyway, this is Larry. He's the bartender. He took a little bit to get in here. Now, before I even got to my major build, we're actually going to fly over to my next build, which was my creeper farm. Now, the creeper farm is basically just a basic creeper farm on the inside, but what's cool about this is it's a bee farm, and the purpose of the bee farm is for making rockets. This is actually a rocket bee farm. So you need sugarcane, and that's what all of the actual like farm stuff is for, is so that you can just throw it up into this machine to actually make sugarcane. And then obviously the creepers will fall down here. Hopefully I can catch one on camera here in a minute. And they just give you your gunpowder. But the nice thing about the reason for the bees is if you take... Give me that back. Okay, if you take and you put a flower in your hand, the bees will gather. And as you walk over your crops, the bees will actually pollinate them. Come on. None of you are doing it right now? Good Lord. Trying to just catch one of them doing it. And of course, they won't cooperate. But the idea is to look at the ground while holding a flower, get the bees low, and they will pollinate your actual crops, and they grow a little bit faster. Oh, good Lord. Of course, when I want to do it, that's when they won't do it. Maybe over here. Maybe if I change my aspect. Good Lord, that's a lot of bees. Maybe it's because it's night. Let me go to bed and see if I can get it to work. Okay, let's try it again. Somebody pollinate the crops. Maybe if I change my aspect. Okay, well, they're not being cooperative today. They do it all the time, but they're not cooperating with what I want them to do at the moment. Come on. Give me at least a creeper fall. Wow, nothing is cooperating at the moment. But the reason for the glass tube over here in the middle is actually for the kelp farm underneath, because I have an automatic kelp farm that feeds right into the sugarcane farm. So I'm automatically making sugarcane without even having to try. Oh, and there was one that just fell. Okay. But yeah, I'll go under there and we'll take actually a look at the sugarcane, or the whatchamacallit farm. Oh, I need my... No, I don't. I don't need it. Oh, yeah, and there was kelp right there. But there is several, like 40 different slots for producing kelp that just fall into the center and go through to the system. Oh my god, did I break that block and now it doesn't exist? Alright, I am having technical difficulties, but I'm going to fix this and then I will be back. Oh, now you do it. Good Lord, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's what it looks like when they're actually willing to pollinate. But yeah, it works like bone meal, and it like will grow your crops way, way faster. Just having all these bees available. So, you see what I mean now. That is a lot of bees. There we go. Finally got one. Okay, now that I got that on camera, I will take you to the next place, which is going to be the castle. Okay, so from the bee farm, we're gonna fly up here to the hobbit hole, which is right there, and the bell tower to the actual castle. We're actually gonna take a good look at it from a couple different angles. Let's give a good fly around. I had plans to actually make this into a more prosperous village, but for the moment it's just a village that I protect. Woo! Getting a little quick on the castle. Okay. Alright, here's another angle of the castle and showing that it's actually setting on the edge of a cliff, which I had plans to do a lot more with. But let's go ahead and go into the front door, but we're going to do it through the water vader. Because as soon as you come through the portal, you can actually run just straight. Good Lord, I'm about to die. You can run down this long hallway and get into a water vader, which everybody has a lot of fun with the water vader. You'll see why in a minute. Because it has a dead drop chute on the other side, which makes you bounce, and everybody has a lot of fun just going up and down the water vader. But this is the courtyard, obviously surrounded by the wall. I was going to do more with the courtyard, but we are already on 1.19, so we're going to be moving to, we are already on another realm, and this is just for preservation. That's the stained glass of a creeper. Everybody said this felt like kind of like a church or a cathedral, so I went ahead and put in some pews, but it was always meant to be like a dance hall, so went ahead and put in a huge DJ booth for a rave, which actually has CDs and discs on it. But it is split up into two different sides. This first one has the flight tower, the workshop, my bedroom, and the item sorting system. And the colder side, because that's the warm side, because I'm split right down the middle of the castle with the two different biomes. This side has the Princess Tower, Prison Tower, Princess Escape Parkour, the Hedge Maze, the Recreation Room, the Guest Rooms, the Encore Department Shop, and the Dining Hall and the Kitchen. But we're going to start with this one over here. Okay, so this is the library, and it's a basic library, but I went ahead and made it a lot bigger. I wanted to do something in this space. This is the item sorting system. You can basically put anything in the item sorting system, and it will actually go all the way through. It'll go up this water vader here to the next level, because all three levels actually have part of the item sorting system on it. Second level has my bedroom, which has my two cats, my old pickaxes. I'm gonna feed the cats. We'll get to the armoire in just a minute, because there's always a skeleton in the closet. But if we go upstairs to the next level, you'll actually see the workshop and the last layer of the actual sorting system. Now, this was meant to be my permanent base, so I wound up having everything in here like that you would need. And I became completely independent of any fuel source other than lava because of these. But obviously, we can go one step further and go all the way up to the flight tower, which we might actually fly around. Each top layer has a roof access that you can get into, which we'll use to get back into the building. But the flight tower goes, I want to say 100 blocks into the air. Yeah. And this is the roof access, which you kind of saw in the corner. But now we'll just jump back to the dance hall, and we'll go to the other side. Oh yeah, there is a huge balcony which actually has a much better showcase of not only the stained glass windows, but also the chandelier and the other side. You can see the other side from here. So the first thing that I basically show you on this side is obviously the dining hall, which everybody had a different place setting for themselves. Obviously, this is mine. Looking down the banquet table, eating my rotting cake. Kind of got away from actually using furnaces to make food. Yeah, you don't get any XP if you cook on fireplaces, but I can cook 16 pieces of food at one time. It cuts down on your cooking time a lot. But yeah, we have all the different types of foods in barrels here and counter spaces. There's a couple sinks for washing the dishes, which are over here. We'll go up to the next level, which is actually the department store. This is welcome to Encore. This is where I sold more of like the man-made stuff, like things you can't actually find usually, that you actually have to make. But then we'll go into the guest room here, which actually had everybody's beds and everybody's banners for them. Each side has its own balcony. My bedroom's balcony is over there. This is the guest rooms. All right, going up to the next level, we're going into the recreation room. Now, everybody has a different opinion of what this is, but it's supposed to be a pool table, and those are pool cues on the wall. There's nice little sitting areas, a grandfather clock, you know, armoires hidden in the corners for storage, a little dance area with you know, just a CD player or stereo system. This is an organ, so that you can play some music while you're in here. Going up to the next level will actually take a minute to actually show you, because it is the hedge maze. Now I can navigate straight through the hedge maze and get right to, as I said that, I run into a dead end. Go right to all the endings, because there are several different endings where you'll actually wind up on balconies. But I'm just gonna kind of skip to the highlighted points and show you those. As you turn around this corner, there's a little sitting area for, you know, take a break if you're in the hedge maze. Here's one of the other balconies. In order to get to the end, you have to actually go up to a second level in the hedge maze and actually navigate to get to the actual ending. Oh, that's right. Past my turn. Come on, around the corner. Okay, so everybody who's actually seen this one has said this is the perfect place to, you know, chill out and, you know, enjoy some of the greenery. In order to get out of the hedge maze, I made it super, super simple. Basically, you go around like a couple corners, and then you can just drop down, and you're out. But this is actually the other roof access. But now we're going to go up into... God damn it, somebody stole the key. Okay, found it. That's where the prison key goes. But we're going to take the prison key and we're going to go up the tower And the first prison cell is pretty much just a basic prison cell, you know, for holding the long-term prisoners. But the second prison cell is kind of more of a torture chamber. You'll see in a second. Because it's just a one-by-one room about 150 blocks above the ground. And it is completely ventilated and open. And there's nothing here to keep you warm. So, and on top of which, that is on the frozen side of the biome. Of the two biomes I have. So that prison cell is meant to not be for long-term customers. However, this is the Princess prison cell, and this is where the Princess parkour would have started if I had ever finished it. I do have all the candles to do it. It is an addition to the candle parkour that was in the bell tower down there. You would start here, and it was supposed to be the harder of the candle parkours with more 4-block jumps, but obviously way higher up in the air. And you'd start here and you'd end over there on the actual flight tower. So that's pretty much my castle. We'll go back to the dance hall and we will do a proper outro and we'll say our goodbyes. Alrighty everybody, thank you for coming to a tour of the castle I built on Elderberry. There will be more content to come now that we are on 1.1 or 1.19. But as always, my name is Solomon Bailey, online tag name HaloNix76, and stay creepy and be safe. Creepy.